Hello.
Mr. Scott, how's it going?
Yes, hello.
Hey, so I was just getting back with you because you filled some information about some life and burial. Does that sound right?
Yes.
Okay. So, Mr. Scott, tell me a little bit about what you were looking for. Like, were you hoping to get something to cover just kind of the basic funeral expenses, or were you wanting to leave some money behind?
I'm just interested in in burial. That's all I'm interested
Some burial, some burial. Okay, so so we're just kind of looking for something to cover the basics, correct?
in. Yes.
Okay, perfect. All right. And Mr. Scott, do you currently have coverage in place or is this kind of your first time looking around?
This is my first time looking around.
All right. All right. Well, I'm glad we got in touch then. All right. Well, so I'm going to confirm a little bit of information with you, okay? That date of birth is that right?
Yes.
Okay, great, great. All right. So we are years young. Perfect. Okay. And what got you started looking into this, Mr. Scott?
Bay Park?
What made you start looking into getting some burial insurance?
I don't know. I don't know. I'm just looking around.
Yeah, yeah. Did something happen though, or did you just realize, okay, maybe it's time for me to start looking around?
Oh, it's just time for me to start looking around.
Yes, sir. Smart guy. Okay. And if we find you something, Mr. Scott, who would those beneficiaries be?
I haven't decided.
Uh-huh. You got kids?
No, I don't have any kids.
Okay.
I have not decided.
Okay, okay. So let's say worst case scenario, like God forbid something happened to you without coverage, who's kind of in charge of taking care of all those funeral expenses?
And like I said, I have not decided.
Okay, okay. All right, so I'm gonna ask you some super basic questions.
Okay.
I'm a broker, so my job is to kind of figure out what company is gonna work best for you. Okay.
Okay.
So what is your approximate height and weight?
My height is 5'7". My weight is excuse me, 249.
249. Okay. Are you a smoker? Do you dip? Anything like that?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, I am a smoker.
All right. All right. Any pressing health issues going on, Mr. Scott? Any like cancer, stroke, heart attack, anything
No,
like that? Okay.
no,
Okay.
no,
Any COPD?
no.
All right. Just tell me a little bit about your health. Anything, what kind of medications are we taking?
I am taking medication, but I don't discuss those medications.
Okay. Okay. So, in order for me to figure out what plan's going to work best for you, we do need to discuss your health a little bit. Um, I have the option
Ma'am,
of I have the option of
ma'am,
I have the option
ma'am.
of getting you a policy with no health questions. I don't think that you'd like those as much. So, I'm trying to help you, Mr. Scott.
Okay, ma'am. If okay, I don't discuss. I don't discuss medication
Mhm.
or anything of that nature. But if
Okay.
you can find me a policy with no, well, I don't have to answer those questions, fine. If not, then I'm sorry.
Okay.
But I don't see what my health has to do with burial because we're all going to die from something.
Right. So is
Now, I
price
don't have no.
important? Is price important to you,
Well,
Mr. Scott?
yes, price is important to me. Yes, it is. But I figure if if I have an ailment like COPD, cancer, stuff like that, the price of the policy goes up.
Okay.
It goes up.
Okay.
You know, even though I can have cancer for the next 20 years.
So have you
You
ever
know,
had
you see what I
insurance
mean?
before?
Yes, I do. I have life insurance. I have life insurance,
How did you get it?
but I got by discussing my medical issue.
Okay. So are we wanting the same type of plan?
Yeah, if you find one reasonable for me, yes.
How do you expect me to get you the same type of plan, Mr. Scott, without asking you any health questions?
Okay, well, the health question that you just asked me, I have none of them.
Okay, perfect. Perfect. Okay. How much more coverage are you hoping to get, Mr. Scott?
Okay, well, I'm looking. Okay, let's start with 20,000.
So 20,000, okay? And how'd we come up with that number?
It just random came off my head.
Came off your head. Okay. What expenses are you hoping to take care of when you pass away?
I'm none, no expenses.
Okay. So then we really don't need 20,000 then.
Okay, then let's. Okay, then let's. Okay, let's say about 10,000.
Okay. So if you plan on being buried, typically like that's going to be around what it takes, going to be that $10,000 mark. And how much coverage do
Mm-hmm.
you have right now?
I have a total of 20,000 right now.
That's great. Okay. Awesome. So is so why do you feel like what you have right now isn't enough, Mr. Scott?
I want to leave that. I want to leave that policy to someone.
Okay. So we're leaving that policy behind and we're looking to find something to cover the expenses for this one. Am I hearing that
Yes,
correctly?
correct. Yes.
So if I'm able to find something affordable for you with any health questions, would you be happy with that?
Yes, I will.
Okay. All right. So what I'm doing right now, Mr. Scott, I'm just kind of putting your information and I'm pulling up a plan for you with no health questions. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I know we're thinking about that $10,000 policy. A little bit about that policy. It'd be a whole life policy, which means you'd be covered for the rest of your life. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to worry about it expiring. So
Mm-hmm.
for the first 24 months, it is a limited death benefit plan. If you were to pass away in the first 24 months, your beneficiaries would receive 110% of what you put into that policy.
Mm-hmm.
After that first 24 months, they'd receive the full death benefit. Now, God forbid you do pass away in an accident in the first 24 months, they'd receive the full 10,000. Okay? Any questions about that?
No.
Okay, great, great. So if I'm looking at a $10,000 policy, that's going to be right at 126. Okay?
$126 a month.
126. Yes, sir. How are we feeling about that one? Mr. Scott? Mr. Scott?
I mean, he was really hard to control.
I know. I don't know how to handle people like that.
Yeah, okay. So when he was ma'aming you, ma'am, and you were trying to finish your sentence, I like to handle it like this. Like, Sydney, do I have permission to be direct with you?
Okay.
Sure. So, like, one thing that this is good for any type of client that you feel like they are controlling you. Don't just tell them something, ask permission, and then they're going to be more open to receiving it.
Okay.
So, hey, Sydney, I understand this is important to you, but do I have permission to be direct?
Can I write that down?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm sure that there's a reason that you want to put something in place, and I'm sure there's someone that you love or that's really important to you that wants to make sure that they don't get stuck holding the bag or coming out of pocket when you die. Is that a fair statement? Well, yeah. Okay. So the best way for me to help you is by helping you find the best policy at the best price so that we can actually protect this person that you care about so much. And I'm not going to be able to help you do that if you don't let me do my job,
Right. Okay.
right?
Oh, I like that.
And so, yeah. I mean, there's so many things that I could go in the direction here, but at the end of the day, we are not going to be able to protect that person if we can't find something that's affordable and takes care of everything. But you told me you have 20,000, and did you get that policy without answering any health questions at that point? Because I already kind of knew that when you were going to quote him the 126, it was going to be too expensive. Yeah. And so trying to figure out the other thing too, he might have a term policy. We don't know.
I don't even think he has coverage.
He might not.
I don't know,
but
I think he's lying. Because he
also a
told
way
me
to
that.
delay the price and get somebody to open up is by educating them and really making it a big deal. So before we kind of just tell him that it's whole life and that's graded, is after you get control. First I would have gotten control and said, so can we work together to try to find something that makes sense for your family? Yes or no? So I need to get the yes, the buy-in, and then say, okay, so now I'm going to go back for a second. You told me you have 20,000. What we're looking at is maybe the same, it may be different, but do you happen to know the difference between term insurance and whole life insurance? And then I'll just take an extra 5 or 10 minutes here to educate, because sometimes when you provide something of value for free without asking for anything in return, their walls will lower and they'll open up to you, and you can go back a little bit in discovery and say, so you've talked to all these people and nobody has helped you understand this?
Right.
What's the point of buying at something if you don't let somebody help you?
Right.
And you accidentally buy the wrong thing, and it's not even there for your family when you pass away. And so that's sometimes creating that doubt in the process that they've come up until this point. I try to confuse them and get them to change their way of thinking. Everything going into this call is wrong.
Right.
Yeah. Because you can kind of tell, just based, there's no way he was not going to pay that. And so I try to figure out really what he wants it to cover, what he thinks he has isn't enough, and then try to downsell them a little bit if I can. Because every time we quote somebody what they're asking for, 20,000, right? Well, how'd you come up with that number? What if you would have just quoted 20,000?
Yeah, holy shit.
Right? How'd you come up with that number? I don't know. I just came up with it at the top of my head.
How'd you come up with that number?
Well, I don't know. Let's choose 10.
Right.
Okay, so I was just talking about this a few minutes ago. To be even more of the expert and the authority and the one that's really guiding them to make the right decision, I like to leverage that Funeralocity website and say, so if we don't really know, we're just shooting at the hip with numbers, but we know you want to take care of burial, do you have any idea what it actually costs in your area to have a burial? Why don't we look that up? will that help you to know like exactly how much your family's going to need? Because if we just guess, it might be too much, it might be too little.
Right.
You know, and then you take another side step and you pull up the information and you can name drop funeral homes in their area and say, this is what this one is charging, this one's charging.
Okay, so it's like buying even more time, building even more trust before
Yeah.
giving him that price.
And then by doing that, you can come in and start asking like more qualifying questions.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Do you see how this is more than just let me just get a quote for 10,000?
Right.
You
And
know,
that's always where
got to
I've
lengthen it out
struggled.
just a little bit more.
That's always where I've struggled is like like just the beginning. I feel like I've always given the price out too soon. And I never know how to like prolong that process. So that was I had a feeling he was gonna hang up too, but I was like, this is actually helpful, like for educational purposes.
Yeah.
Like him
Yeah.
being on the phone and you being like, this is
Yeah, because
this
you know,
question.
this person really, like at the end of the day, didn't deserve for you to give him a quote, right? Because now he won.
right.
And for you to like go into your next call without feeling defeated, for you to win, you don't have to give everybody a quote.
Right. Right. Okay. Okay. I like that. Yeah.
You know, because if you can't control or inspire someone to go through the journey with you and go through the process with you, then they're not going to buy anyways.
Right.
And by giving somebody just quotes and like living off of hopium, right?
Yeah.
Where we just hope that the price is enough for them to want to move forward, you're never really going to know what works. But if you just stick to a process and you make them follow your process, then they're making a decision to change before you even give them a price.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. That was helpful. This is nice. Thank you.
Good.